What's up, y'all? It's Greg from SacVibes. We're here at the CityStart Blueprint launch at our place in Old Sacramento. We're going to be checking out this event today. We have our colleague Ari Green, who's going to talk to us a little bit about the work. So tell me, what is this all about, Ari?
So CityStart's initiative focused on improving economic upward mobility.
Right.
And so we are here in front of our government Boost and Blocks document that depicts policies at the federal, state, and local level that blocked wealth for Black residents.
Right.
And so CityStart is a document that talks about this Black wealth gap here in Sacramento. It's structured in a way that tells us the history, where we were, and then where we're going. And it sets out some strategies that how we can move away from this Black wealth gap and how we can close it.
Oh, yes. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
She's going to be busy today, but we're going to be grabbing her every now and then to check out how things are going. So thank you.
Thank you. Hope everyone has a good time.
Okay, so I found my boss, Lynette Hall. She's going to be roaming around tonight too, and I'm going to give her the mic every now and then to introduce us to folks. But Lynette, can you tell us more about what's happening tonight? We just heard from Ari, but what's your perspective on the CityStart Blueprint, and why is it important for the city?
But before I go there, you're really the boss. You see how he's bossing me around? I may or may not give her the mic, so we know who bosses who around. We are finally here. This is the CityStart. This is an initiative where we have created a blueprint to bridge the wealth gap with Black residents. We are part of a cohort with 7 other cities nationwide. Shout out to the Cities for Financial Empowerment for funding this most important work, really looking at how do we bridge the wealth gap with Black residents. So I am so excited to be here today, and I was checking out this handsome fellow right here. And you wouldn't know it, as good as he looked, that this is probably one of our oldest attendees today, Mr. Blackwell. And if you are from Sacramento, you know Mr. Blackwell. This man has been feeding the unhoused, the low income, all my life. Is it once a week or twice a week?
Twice a week.
Twice a week at his house. The folks come to his house twice a week to get food and things like that. And we are so glad to have you. You looking good, Mr. Blackwell.
You mean I got a chance?
You got a chance. And this is my lovely mother. Shout out to Ella Kelly.
Okay, so as you see, we'll be walking around here talking to different folks from the city. I also have my colleague Danielle Sousa, who will be going around as well. Danielle, over to you.
Hello, Danielle here. Thank you for the shout out, Greg. I'm gonna be going to a couple different attendees and see what's going on here. So let's go. Hi, excuse me. I just wanted to ask, so we're recording here just to see what's going on, and I wanted to know who are you and why are you here, if you don't mind?
Okay, yeah. Sherelle House, Community Relations for the Mayor. So we're here just supporting the city's work.
Okay. Thank you to the mayor for being here. And I believe he'll be here tonight to do some remarks as well.
Yes.
Okay.
Opening remarks.
Okay, cool. Okay. Oh, how about you? Who are you?
I'm Amy Williamson. I'm the Financial Empowerment Manager for the city.
And what do you mean by financial empowerment?
So the primary program we do is a free financial coaching program for folks who are working on savings, credit, debt, banking access, all of those things. But we do lots of different initiatives that are related to financial opportunity, making sure that everyone in Sacramento has equal access to financial opportunity to do well, to be financially healthy for themselves and their whole families. So.
Love that. I'll be hitting you up. Okay, let's see. Who else do we got? Okay. So, hello! Can you tell us who you are and what, you're doing here tonight?
I'm Ardell Lemon, and I'm participating here with the city of Sacramento. Just enjoy the atmosphere, do a little networking, and see what I can make happen.
Love that. Thank you so much. Okay, next up, hi. Can I get your name and what you're doing here?
I'm Paris. I am the events manager here at our place, so we are welcoming you guys all here for this event.
Beautiful venue, by the way. Thank you so much for having us.
Absolutely.
Can I have your name and what you're doing here tonight?
My name is Angela. I'm a local author here in Sacramento, and I was just joining this event to listen to what they're going to be presenting to Sacramento regarding the affairs that are going on today.
Love that. Thank you so much for making it out tonight. I hope you have a good time. Yeah. Can I please, have your names and what you're doing here tonight? My name is Patricia Parra. I'm a program director at the Health Education Council, and what brings me here is that there is a health and wealth connection, and we really understand that with our financial empowerment work is very key to make sure that our practices are inclusive of our communities, but also that we're really understanding the historic things that have happened and how we can work together to change that, to really help our communities, particularly our African American community.
Hello, I'm Kevin Daniel with the City of Sacramento Workforce Development Manager. And we're talking about like financial empowerment, right? So how do you get there without great jobs? We talk about having a career job that has living wages, but to get that, you got to talk about things like education, training. We got to get people ready for those jobs. So it's not just about having jobs available, it's also about making sure we're prepared for those jobs. We can get those jobs together, then we talk about housing, we can talk about health determinants. So I really think workforce is critical in this whole movement. So I'm here to see this blueprint and see how we move forward.
Love that. Thank you so much. I really appreciate y'all's new perspectives on this. Have fun.
That was the Grant High Drumline, no other.
Okay, I think we're back for real now. We finally tracked down our colleagues and co-hosts.
Busy women.
How did it go tonight for y'all?
I think it went better than expected. It was a great just fellowship of community members, strategic partners, elected officials, and our city leadership. So couldn't have asked for anything more.
I echo those statements. Came together beautifully. Everyone loved the drum line. So that was a great addition. And then the speakers were really great as well. Everyone said something that was in alignment with the blueprint and their commitment to pushing the blueprint forward. So yeah, it's a great turnout.
Speaking of speakers, let's check some of those speakers out right now.
So 5 years ago, this month, the nation saw something with its own two eyes, the murder of George Floyd. And it started this conversation as far as what does racial justice look like. It's not just fairness, it's policing and criminal justice, it's all aspects of life. Education, financial empowerment, community development, of course the issues of the day, always education and criminal justice and over-policing in communities all across our country. But what policies can we do to step up and focus on people that have historically been left behind? We're working with Lynette and our team there. We're certainly appreciative to being an award winner of the Cities for Financial Empowerment Fund, to recognize that we have a lot of work to do here in this. And it's interesting time, right? The federal government and this individual who's our leader of our nation says we want to go backwards and not look at these issues and not look at the lens of race and equity, how it impacts public policy. But it's certainly something that I believe in, and our city of Sacramento is going to continue to lean in. I don't know what the answers are. I don't want to overpromise that we're going to deliver X, Y, and Z. That's sometimes we get great disappointments, but I want to acknowledge it's an issue that we want to work on. And so I'm committed to be working on this. And thank you for gathering here tonight to celebrate the release of our blueprint. Thank you all.
The programs we launch are the bricks that we build our community with. But it's really the work of the Financial Empowerment Center and this work that's coming out of the blueprint that forms the glue and the mortar that actually makes it all stick. I think blueprint is exactly the right term for what it is, because a blueprint tells you how to build a house, but it doesn't tell you what the house looks like. It doesn't tell you what's going to happen in that house, what the future is, and how you change it. It's a step along the way in getting there. And I am so proud of this city and the work that we are collectively doing to advance this topic. Let's face it, around this country, and even in California with Prop 209 and other things, it's not easy to address equity and to address wrongs. And so we think this work is critically important as forming and informing us on the direction. Someone asked earlier, is this a blueprint for the city as in city government? It's not. It's a blueprint for all of us as a society and people that care about this community. So I hope you take it to heart. I hope you will continue to challenge us as we move forward. There's plenty of room to grow and learn more as we move along. And so I thank everyone here, all the hard work that's gone. It's really only the beginning, but it's an important beginning. I told John Colville, who's about to come up and speak, our city treasurer, is that very often, because we can't figure out how we're going to solve the whole picture, there's a natural tendency to say, I can't do anything. I'm a big believer that just because I can't solve everything doesn't mean I should do anything. And I think this is where we're starting, and I look forward to the journey that's in front of us as we kind of begin to implement and learn from this blueprint.
My family recently became beneficiary of an advantage that was not available to many of the African American community. My wife's parents, an Italian father and a Portuguese mother, both blue-collar workers, recently passed away. They never made significant incomes, but were able to buy a house and pass on the equity of their home to their 4 children. The amount they passed on was not unsubstantial. The more I've been educated through reading The Color of Law and learning from Lynette, Ari, and Amy, I've come to believe that the city needs to use its dollars and spheres of influence to cultivate relationships with local banks and credit unions to facilitate homeownerships for African American families. The city currently deposits in excess of $50 million in local banks, with the requirement that half of these deposits be used for business and residential loans within the city. I think this presents an opportunity for the city to work with the lending institutions to direct these loans to underserved areas within the city and target creditworthy folks within the African American community.
Amen.
Yes. I want to emphasize that these funds are not grants, and we cannot buy down lending rates, provide down payment assistance, as previously programming was able to do, or change credit standards. But I believe we can require banks to make funds available to qualified African American applicants and help make homeownership a reality and start the creation of generational wealth that will change the trajectory of your community. I'm excited to see what we can accomplish, and I can assure you that the leadership of these fearless women, great things will happen.
This blueprint is a plan to connect Black workers with high growth jobs in industries like STEM, mobility, and clean energy, such as those with the Aggie Square project. Investments to increase Black ownership and prevent displacement. A push to expand fair, community-rooted banking and financial coaching. A plan to build and nurture Black developers, local Black developers, and a plan to build philanthropic partnerships. These are not just ideas, but these are actionable strategies that can and must be implemented. So let me close with this. This work is not about charity, it is about justice. It is about building a Sacramento where Black families can thrive, where generational wealth is possible, and where our city lives up to a promise that works for all of us. So I invite you to read the blueprint, to share it, to challenge it, and more importantly, to help it bring it to life. Because if we truly believe Sacramento is for everyone, then it's time to build a city where Black prosperity is not the exception, but the expectation.
So we're really excited about the blueprint that the Sacramento team put together for a bunch of reasons. You know, one of those is because the city took a really deep, honest look at the ways that city government and state government have built wealth for some folks and blocked wealth for others. You can take a look at the Boosts and Blocks document, but this is a huge step for a city to talk about this so honestly, about the history and systems that shaped the racial wealth gap that got us here today, and to be really honest about that. But this blueprint is not only about the past, it's also about the future. It's an invitation for everyone that's here today to work together, to bring their unique strengths to the table, and to really work on building wealth for Sacramento residents, especially Black residents. This blueprint says that folks from the housing, the workforce, the financial services sector, really everyone that's here today is invited to come and work with the city towards the vision that this blueprint lays out, which is a vision that many people here help shape. A vision to really narrow the racial wealth gap in Sacramento and make sure that everyone has access to opportunity.
The blueprint is a first step. Although a very important first step, it is implementation of this plan that will ultimately make the biggest difference. This plan will take a village to implement, and it is imperative that everyone, city leaders, financial institutions, nonprofits, and others be committed to making a difference. I look forward to working together to bring this vision to life. Change takes time, but accountability and action will drive ultimately our ultimate goal. I thank you for allowing me to be a part of this journey and this important conversation.
When we bridge the racial wealth gap, we build a stronger Sacramento for everybody. When families thrive, neighborhoods strengthen, businesses grow, children gain opportunity, and communities become more stable and connected. We see it every time someone becomes a homeowner. We see it every time they open a business or they finally secure the capital that they have long been denied. We've seen what happens when Black residents are prepared, when they are supported, and when they're committed to doing the work required to reach their goals.
We heard from our treasurer a personal self-reflection, and I think for institutions like Golden One, it provides tangible evidence for us to self-reflect. So we do that every day. Golden One was created in 1933, right at the Capitol, to help people who couldn't get banking in other ways. That's what credit unions fundamentally are for. And so when we look around in 2025, 2024, 2023, the past few years that I've been with Golden One, when we're looking at who is underbanked, guess who it is? It's who we're talking about in our blueprint. And so when we're looking around, we're working in communities, and we're doing free financial coaching, we're doing free workshops. And then we also had the question, okay, well, we're based in Sacramento. What is a zip code? Where is a place that has been underinvested? 95838 pops up, Del Paso Heights. So we did a $10 million investment in Del Paso Heights, but we engaged the community there and asked, what do y'all need? And one of the first things people always said is, we need access to a bank. It was a banking desert, which meant the banks had come, the institutions had come, and they had gone.
I'm just really happy to be here with all of you. I really want to thank the team from economic development, all the partners that are working to create this blueprint. I think it's really great that we have a blueprint, but I'm also going to say, I was talking to Robin about this, is that we can have a roadmap, but if there's no gas in your car, we can't go anywhere, right? So I think a big part of it is also making sure, in addition to our partnership, making sure we got, we're organizing around resources to make sure that we can implement the blueprint. And that's going to be my commitment as the council member of South Sacramento, but also as a council member that also represents all of you. And so just really happy to be here today, really proud of the launch, but we still got to organize and get resources to make sure we can implement this roadmap. So thank you for being here today.
We just saw the speakers.
Do you have a favorite?
Definitely our treasurer is our favorite. He's always and forever invited to the barbecue. I just so appreciate him just being willing to push the envelope and not only showing up for this initiative, but really participating and being involved and forward thinking and open to pushing the city to do something different. So shout out to John, our treasurer.
And he acknowledged his own privilege. That was dope.
He did. Yeah.
That was well written.
But I think all of them, shout out to Courtney with Golden One, Keisha Matthews, holding it down for housing and in real estate. I think Mike Josso, our assistant city manager and deputy director or director of economic development, was great. I think everybody was just phenomenal.
Absolutely. And I think even more so for the city treasurer, it was so much better to come from like a chartered office. It puts some oomph in the statement and kind of propels us forward.
Right.
And you never know, allies come in all different colors, shapes and sizes. So.
That's right. That's right.
Mm-hmm. So allies matter.
Allies matter.
All allies matter. So, but I'm just grateful, and I want to thank the whole team. I want to thank you, Greg, for bossing folks around and making sure. I want to thank Danielle.
Yes.
And although she's not on the screen, Tiana. Who is holding it down for our
I'm so sorry.
Admin matters. Admin matters. None of this would have been possible if it wasn't for the admin.
Absolutely.
All admin matters.
So, and Blair. So we want to just
What
say
about
thank you.
our host here and the food?
Our place, if you are looking for a venue, you are in Sacramento. This is a Black-owned, beautiful space, indoor, outdoor.
Y'all see how we look outside?
It's
This
just
is great.
phenomenal. The food was bomb.com. Shout out to UniverSoul Cafe and the young people that provided and served us food and helped cook the food. The food was great. So the Observer showed out. We have photographers here. So it was just a really teamwork makes the dream work.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
Yeah.
It's great.
Council updates. We had city council last night, and the big agenda item was the budget. I've been talking about this the whole season.
Yep.
It was finally here and presented to mayor and council, the budget, and they will come back next week to really decide on it. So I think they're going to vote on the budget on June 10th.
Okay,
So
June
between
10th.
now and June 10th, you better email your council members, send comments. Your voice matters.
Yes, so thank you so much for that. And I think I really appreciate your note on teamwork because it really does make the dream work. And thank you all for being here with us today through our podcast. And so with that, thank you for vibing with us. Don't forget to follow us on social media, and we'll see you next time.
Bow, bow.
Bye-bye.